Hello and welcome. I'm so glad we are connecting a little bit later than planned. This streaming we were supposed to do a few days ago, but my voice is back and I'm back. We've been a little bit having a period of being sick with our girls, and I was just talking to Susanna that it's everywhere. It's in England, it's in Slovakia. All the mums are saying that this is a period when we just have to battle through. And but nevertheless, today we are meeting again, and today we are going to be talking about 12 keys to a great self-relationship starting now. And I said starting now because often we have it like one day, someday, and when this happens and when this gets easier. And let's face it, girls, to be very honest, and this is going to be very honest talk. Susanna is joining me in a moment. A lot of the time, especially when we are mothers, especially when we are carers for other people, it's very difficult to fit yourself in such a way that you can, care and take care of yourself completely the way you wish to. So how do we do it? How do we fit yourself in such a way that we do feel vital, we do feel great, and that we can keep on going with all the responsibilities and everything what lies on our shoulders. Susie, welcome. I'm very glad you're joining me today, and thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much. And hi, everyone. Thank you for having me today. And Happy New Year, because we haven't been live since before December. So, Happy New Year to everyone.
Happy New Year. We are so happy to be with you guys. And this is going to be, I say at the beginning, this is going to be interactive. So let us know if any of what we are going to be talking about, because we are not here to preach, we are here to kind of share, to discuss, and to be honest about a lot of things that I think many of us are going through. We will be maybe sharing some tips. We want to relate to you, with other words, as a women, and see how you're doing with everything what is going on in your life. So welcome again. And very briefly, Susie, I'm out of voice, so I'm going to drink. Introduce yourself.
Yeah.
Sorry guys, I can talk, but sometimes my voice is still going. So I give myself
All right.
some time.
Okay, so I'll introduce myself for those who don't know me. I'm Susanna Taylor. I'm a transformational coach, business coach, and EFT practitioner. I help women and men to really connect with themselves, connect with their true selves, who they are, because very often we can be pulled lots of different directions and lose the sight and the sense of who we are. And when we are in that process, we want to achieve things, we want to do things that are, because that in a passion, in a voice, whatever it is calling to be heard and to be expressed. And a lot of time when people approach me is that they want to do something, or they're pulled to do something, or they want to, express themselves in their business or whatever it is, but they don't know how to do it. They're lost, they're stuck. Or even if they are on their business journey and they lose their way, they come back, they contact me. So I help them to come back to their true self, to who they are, so that they can then, from that space, from that authentic space, empowered space, they can really achieve and have and live the life that is for them. So that's in quick and short version.
I will try. Thank you. Thank you, Susie, for introduction. My name is Lucia Hoxa. I'm fertility and relationship coach, and I also work with women similar to Susanna. And one way to describe it, I will maybe use the words of my ex-client who was with me and who said, well, before our coaching relationship I felt like world is this hard thing that I have to do every day. And it's just like I was like pushing this big ball filled with responsibility and tasks and, you know, in front of me. And it was just like pushing something heavy up the hill. And I had to use all my strength, all my power. And I was under consistent pressure that if I don't give it 120% every day, that was absolutely exhausting. This whole thing will fall down and collapse on me. And this is before I met you. The difference, and I guess what we do, and it's a lot about coming back to yourself, who you are, when you reconnect with yourself, when you clear off all those things that are in the way for you to live fulfilled life, what happens is, and that's what my client again said, like now I feel after working with you, like I'm no longer trying hard, I'm no longer pushing. It is like almost like things are happening itself, and I feel it's so much more effortless.
Yeah.
I'm no longer striving. I'm no longer trying to prove something. It is just I connected with myself, and I keep on going, listening to my intuition, being connected with myself. I changed the way I relate to people, the way I relate to myself, and everything is happening kind of itself. And it
Yeah,
doesn't mean that she doesn't have her challenges, or we still have
of
challenges,
course.
right? But it's not, it's no longer feels like hard work. It feels so
It
much
feels
more
like a
joyful.
flow.
It
Feels
feels
like a flow, yeah. Oh,
when
so that's what we have really in common, and what we're going to talk about today really relates to that, and is very closely connected to that, to coming back to your true self.
yeah. And I maybe start with a quote. We chose this for our first theme for New Year's Eve, because I think everything evolves around relationship that we hold towards ourselves, even in our darkest moments, especially in the darkest moments or hardest moments in our lives. It all is being, you know, created and evolves, just uh, yeah, from the way we listen to ourselves and understand who we are for ourselves. So maybe the quote goes, being a great friend to yourself unlocks the long-term happiness. And I completely agree with this. What do you think, Susie?
Yes, I do agree with it as well. It goes, and we're going to talk about it. We're going to talk about it now in soon. But yeah, great friend, and there is a deeper. It goes deeper than that. Great friend is a good, because you know it's not, it's complex. I know it's simple, but it's complex as well. We are not just one thing. We are many different things. We are friends. We are mothers. We are daughters, you know, siblings. That's what we are. So if that's what you feel like, being a great friend to yourself, and that's how you give yourself love right now, it's great. If it's the mother that you really want the love from, then be the best mother to yourself, you know. If it's the child calling from inside you, the inner child, the small Lucia or small Susanna that's calling right now, then attend to that little child. Be the best friend to that child, or be the best mother, whatever that little child, or whatever that is coming from inside that needs attention and love. And that is what we should be, because we're not just one thing, we're lots of different things. Yeah, the best friend is good, but it doesn't apply to me, doesn't apply to everything that we are, or we can be to ourselves.
It is whatever resonates with you.
Yeah.
And I guess it would be good, it's not in the notes, Susie, sorry, but it just came to me to show, like, how do we know what kind of relationship we have with ourselves? How does it show up? And one of the ways it shows up is actually from my morning conversation. I went to kindergarten with my kids, and one of the moms was talking about her pains and her aches and how hard it is, and you know, it can show up sometimes in life, like your internal persistent complaint about something that is repeatedly happening in your life. It might sound strange, but you know, a lot of times, and maybe you saw it on others, but many times we don't see on ourselves, or it takes time to realize, wow, like this is what I'm actually responsible for. I am creating this, because believe it or not, guys, everything that is happening in our lives, we are creating ourselves, good and bad, which is good news, because that means that we are responsible for it. But going back to persistent complaint, you know, a lot of times we are complaining because it's painful. We need to talk about it as women. We are complaining about something, about too much heavy work, about too much pain that is causing us this heavy work. And we feel like being a victims of the situations that seemingly for us in our own head is not possible to change in any way. And that's where the greatest pain comes from, because it's not only that you are feeling exhausted about doing it over and over again, but you feel like you are trapped in the same thing and you cannot do anything about it. That's the seeming feeling about the whole thing. Or with other words, you don't see the way out, and often you are not even looking for the way out, because you are just you're kind of giving up on the fact that that's the way it is, and that's my burden, and that's my life, and it's not possible to change it. And you confirm it with saying, well, everybody's got the same version of it, like my friends got, you know, too much on, and my, you know, neighbor, and you know. But many times we get trapped in it, rather than looking for the ways how, even if we don't have an answer in that moment, but how it would be possible to come out of the trap, or like seeing some kind of way out, even like slightest adjustment maybe at the beginning, that will make you give you a little bit of breathing space in which you can then move forward, maybe a little bit more. It's like small steps. So that and much more we will be talking about today. Okay. Yeah, so let us know whether this resonates. And we promised you like 12 keys, or 12 little steps, how we can, you know, we can do those little steps. Some of them will be maybe reminders of, oh yeah, I know, but try to listen to this with a fresh mind, rather than, you know, I heard it before, or I read it before in a magazine. Because only when we apply kind of fresh mind to, when we allow something new to arrive, then we are able to, I guess, have a new insight that can lead to new actions that you might even take from this streaming, which, you know, we would be very happy if that happens.
Yeah, because very often we are, like I already mentioned, we are, and that's how we grew up from little kids. We learned to observe others, to observe our parents, observe our close ones, teachers, and all that. That's how we learned to know how to see how they love themselves, how they behave, how they attend to themselves, how they treat themselves. So that we grow up by learning. And small children, as we know, small kids, they what they see, that's what they learn. They think that's how it is. But, you know, as small, a very, very, that's maybe later age, like 7, 8, but we're very little like baby. They know, they have that self-love already. They're born with it. You know, they let us know when they hungry. They let us know when they wet or when they need nappy change, when something is not wrong, when their tummy is hurting. They do let us know. They're not thinking about, all right, okay, I can't do it now because my mom is cooking, you know, I have to be, you know, I have to behave myself. But they do let us know, and it's not selfish. It's basically, it's how it is. We need to attend. We need to love ourselves first, give ourselves everything that we need, so that we can then flourish, so that we can then express ourselves truly and authentically, and everything that we want, and give others from that space. And of course, it's not always possible, because in our adult life we have other things to do and children to look after and all of that. So what I try to say is that, you know, we learn these things, and if there is something that, you know, like Lucia said, or be open, have an open mind, and think about during this session, like, you know, what is it? What does it speak to me? Is something resonating me? Am I open to this, or which way am I doing it? You know, think about, really take it as your time, and give whatever you need, or take whatever you need to take from this. And, you know, like Lucy said, be open-minded, and we'll see what happens after, what comes after that. But very often we forget to do that for ourselves. We do it for others, but we forget to do it for ourselves, to take that time to sit with yourself and think, okay, well, do I really give myself what I need?
I often say even to my clients that, you know, it's enough to be in what I call active inquiry about something. Like, it can be anything, like, how can I more effectively communicate my needs to my family?
Yeah.
You know, that alone would be a big breakthrough, and it would have a knock-on effect on you and your family. You know, if you open yourself up, because many times we are looking for answers. Those answers are inside us, and solutions are completely possible, and they're much easier many times once you open up, that once you shut the door to resistance and resignation, which often we are resigned as adults because we know everything already. No, we don't. So we want to encourage you to have an open mind with this one, and enter the inquiry about what else is possible for your well-being and for your relationship with yourself. So number one, we have here, it's a set intention and cultivate awareness. And what we are really trying to say with this is just what I mentioned. You know, for me, it's absolutely essential to take little chunk of your time in a day. It can be as little as 5-10 minutes in whatever activities gives you not another thing to do, but little moment where you can focus on yourself and yourself only, putting yourself in a space of quietness, in a space of peace, just giving yourself something, you know, little time, especially at the beginning of the day, which can then impact the rest of your day. Just quieten down your thoughts and cultivate this. It is sometimes hard from the very beginning, but once you get into this, it will become like a little routine, and you will swear by it. It's very important for you to do this, because this is the way how we cultivate awareness, how we will be able to hear and listen to those signals of our bodies, of whatever our inside is telling us that we really, really need, and then we have a chance to act on it without us getting silent for a little moment. Just being in a noise all the time, it can get very cluttered in our head, and it can be very well, what happens when we are in a constant noise? There is nothing but a noise. So for us to be able to move forward with anything, we need to create these little section where we focus only on ourselves in a our quietness that we create somehow, walking in the
Yeah.
forest or meditation or whatever
Yeah.
is good for you.
And it can look like, again, it's the practice, or the practice is more easy, is the implementation that is more that is lost along the way. But like you said, Lucy, once you start doing it, after a while it becomes part of you, and you will feel like, oh, this is what really is helping me and I need it. And what I do, so maybe giving some example what I do with my clients, and like, again, we're all different and different things work for us, and we have, like we said, responsibility, children, things, and our lives have different dynamics. So it's good to try different things, what works for you best. But it's a good thing if you don't do it. It's a good thing to start with something tangible that you know what to do. So sometimes what works for my clients, what works for me as well, is like in the morning when I wake up, stretch. It's not like yoga stretches. I stretch my body, so I feel into my body, and then I do a few breaths. And this takes like 5 minutes, okay, guys, or 10 minutes, depending how much I've got, because I've got 2 children. So I sit on the side of the bed, feet on the floor, so I'm grounded, and then breathe in, breathe out, and connect with my body. It's good to connect first with your body, because we've got lots of thoughts, and then sometimes it's hard to know which one is the one that we should follow, or so it's good to connect with the body. Our body knows already what we need. So we close your eyes, think about, how do I feel today? Where do I feel ease? Where do I feel tension in my body? Maybe release the tension by breathing into it. And then think about, all right, from this space, how do I really feel from this space? The intention might be, okay, so today I'm going to, and think about, okay, I've got these things to do planned. How do I feel? And how can I align my feelings, my emotions, my body with what I'm going to do? And then you can, okay, so I'm going to take it easy today. I'm going to be easy on myself today because I'm very tired. For example, I'm very tired because I didn't sleep last night because my kids were up. I had to wake up, but I'm still going to do these things, but I'm not going to be chop fast like I know I can be, for example, but I'm going to just take it easy and be kind to myself. And this is the intention. Or sometimes you feel like, wow, I've got it, I can do all of those things, and that is the alignment. And if you start the day like that and being kind to yourself, then you will bring that awareness into already you've done that awareness. And then throughout the day, when you feel like, oh, it's a bit too much, and I feel there is anger or irritation or something, because your body will tell you, it's like, all right, okay, this is how I felt this morning, and I need to take it a bit easy on myself, be kind. Okay, I've got this anger because I know where it's coming from, but this is why. So does that resonate? Does that make sense? This can be one of those practices that you can do, that you can bring the intention into the whole day. There's also different ones, but this is a good one to start the day with, to see how you feel, how your body is, and how your day might pan out according to your feelings, your emotions. So there is no internal battle and all of that going on throughout the day.
And sometimes, I like with starting in the morning, and I do that myself. But it doesn't have to be, I like, sometimes we are not, equipped to go to gym or to even do like 15-minute yoga class, but just like doing the movements, that just something that feels good for your spine, for your body, just simple stretchings, just very, very basic thing, just to wake up your spine, wake up your body is enough, you know. That's and it's whatever you say, it's enough for you.
Yeah.
And whatever works for your lifestyle, for your day, you know. If your day is completely packed with everything, it's better to do this than nothing at all. And you know, also sometimes, especially as a moms, I mean, we've been sick for the past 2 weeks with kids, and you know, and to be honest, it was no time for creation, it was no time for, you know,
Yeah.
anything groundbreaking. And you know, for me, I just, the way I created my day, because I was very tired and I was then sick myself, it was just literally, you know, setting the intention to, you know, how I can flow in a day, preserving my energy, doing my best, but not doing my best like, oh, I have to do this, but you know, like just maintaining my energy levels in such a
Yeah.
way that I am able, as a, you know, mom alone with two sick kids, you know, to be able to kind of get towards the end of the day and do it without an extra effort, or without that extra you know, with that exhaustion that you feel at the end of the day. Because I knew this is going to be marathon, you know, and it was like 2 weeks. It was not like, you know, I recover next day after party, you know.
Yeah.
So sometimes you might just set very modest intention to yourself, or from your point of view, but it can actually take you a long way. And even if it's like hard period, you know, that intention. Another one that I like, I give you just another example, is I loved a few years ago, I created, and I still do it, I like to create my day as being in a dance with whatever comes, you know. And I like it, and I love dancing, and I can feel it when you need to create something that resonates with you. And what resonates with me is like being in a dance. And for me, it means that whatever is coming my way, I'm just like, you know, dancing with it. I'm not
Yeah.
pushing, I'm not going against it, I'm not trying hard. And with this intention, with this mindset that I have most of the time anyway, these days, things are happening, and I am most of the time in my natural flow. Very occasionally I come out of it, and it just, it flows, it feels, and it feels good, and it takes much less energy than I can imagine if I'm fighting. I can't imagine anymore like I would do it old way, you
Yeah.
know, Susie, when
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
was like fighting against, because changes are happening in life all the time. And I sometimes observing other people, how some changes throws them, and then it takes them so much energy to battling against it, and you know,
Yes.
complaining because of it, and you know, getting angry and cross, often not just with themselves but also with other people.
Yeah.
I'm thinking, oh my god, what exhausting life they must have,
Yeah.
you know. So
And it is.
it
It
is.
is exhausting because, you know, they pull themselves up and then there is something else. There's something else. There's always something. There's always challenge. There's, you know, it's life, and then it knocks them down again. So it's just pulling yourself up all the time, and it is exhausting.
Mm.
Yeah.
Mm.
So yeah. So that's the first one, isn't it?
Yes.
And the second one, which is plan for the short, middle, and long term. So, like we mentioned, is the, you know, what can you do? Obviously, you have the, or you can plan for the long term, the big vision, like.
Susie froze a little bit. I don't know if you can hear me. Okay, hopefully you will come back in a moment. Zuzka, just to let you know on my side, if you can let us know if Zuzka is frozen, or maybe both of us. I hope you are hearing at least my, okay, Zuzka dropped, so I'm sure she will come back to us in a little moment. So what Susanna was talking about is and we are talking about self-care, planning for short, middle, and long-term kind of goals. And Zuzka was asking me about this point earlier, and we've been kind of clarifying it. And how I see it is that long term is that kind of vision that you have in terms of your vitality, in terms of how you would like to be, you know, when you have a role model of some sort, or you don't have to have a role model, but or one, or you can have a many. You know, this is how I would like to look like, this is how I would like to carry myself when I walk, this is how much energy I would like to have, this is how vibrant I would like to feel, you know, and all that. Okay, Zuzka, I'm just joining you in. That all is just kind of inside this long-term vision. And then middle and short-term goals. See, you're back.
Don't know what happened there, sorry.
Good. I just picked up, so I just finished that. So, and then middle and short term goals, it can be anything that fits into that thing. So when you're asking yourself, okay, you know, if this is what, and vision boards are great for it, you know, like creating vision board, which is your vision of yourself, how you would like to feel, look, and smell and walk, and, you know, like fit in there. And then, you know, inside of that are the short and middle little goals. So every day you can ask yourself, okay, is that what I'm doing right now bring me closer or further to my vision of my ideal self? Ideal for you, not ideal for 57 kilos or whatever. Ideal for you, whatever you would feel like, the body you would feel comfortable in. You know, the it is about how do you want to feel. It's not about kilograms, it's not about your appearance, it's not about what shape are your boobs, it's about how you want to feel. So short and middle goals are anything and everything, and you can just, you know, dump it on a paper, write it down, like what everything, you know, it can be little things, can make a difference on these little steps towards your goal. That can be a lifetime goal. Still, even if it's not achieved ever, it's still great that you are inside and on that journey towards something, rather than, you know, just leaving it completely kind of like you're walking but you don't know where, without aim, without the vision, without some kind of desire that you are
And
being
remember to
inspired by.
include everything, not just the outer looks and how you want to carry yourself, how you want to look, how much you want to lose, or whatever it might be. Not just the outer one. Go deep as well, within. You know, how you want to feel. How do you want to feel when you look like that? How do you want to feel when you when you carry yourself, you know, when you carry yourself, like whatever that goal is, how do you want to feel? Because those emotions and how do you feel now? So you will have you'll have emotions that you have now, how you want to feel about yourself now, and how do you want to feel in the end. There's no end, it's an always, you know, growing and improving. It's an ongoing thing, which is beautiful. So how do you want to be and feel in that long-term goal?
So some of the NLP techniques are even saying, like, what would you like to be saying to yourself? What would you like others to be saying about you when you overhear them talking? You know, it's making it alive for yourself. Because many times when we don't reach the goals, the reason for that is that, and the truth is that we cannot even imagine. Like we can't, our brain is so used to, I don't know, our current weight or our current lifestyle, the way we feel, that it became a norm. And norm is normal for our brain. And so our brain is, you know, big part of the mindset work is really trying to get our brain to even like picture, visualize, imagine, you know, all these things kinesthetically as well, to make it, you know, um, to
Have a
imagine
vision.
it, to yeah, accept the vision that is possible for you, not for someone else,
Yeah.
but for you. Because many
Yeah.
times we are not able to achieve something because we are stuck, our brain is wired in such a way that it's stuck in a current norm. And so a lot of the work is, and that's why it's so important that we actually work on ourselves, because without that, without being clear about how it would look like, shape or whatever it is of your body or your relationship, you know, with your husband, what is possible, you know, if you're stuck in a constant complaints about how crap it is, not going to move anywhere,
Yeah.
never in a million years,
Mm.
without seeing the vision of possibility and then, you know, creating it as a reality for yourself. It's easier said than done. That's why we are here for.
Exactly. And then if I can add absolutely everything that you said, and then if I can add to that is that vision. And then when you are actually, you have a vision, you have the goal, everything is, you kind of getting aligned to that. And then you, is there also embodiment, embody that connect to your body and embody what is actually, what that means and what it is. Because often I see with it happens, that's what happens with my client, is that they have that plan, they have that vision, but then their body, they're not, it's not in their body, it's not embodied inside. So what happens is that they sabotage themselves.
Yes.
They're there right now, I have this vision, I have this, but you know, is they're scared, or they have fear, or they sabotage themselves, they avoid those things because something inside is holding them
It's
back.
not aligned.
Not exactly,
It's
it's
not
not
aligned.
aligned, not aligned with that vision, with that reality that you have, and that is right there for you because you have the right, it's yours, you want it. But then there is deeper, something deeper inside that needs to be released, that needs to be looked at, that needs to be attended, send love to it, attention, compassion, whatever it needs, that needs to release, come out, needs the attention and acceptance. And then when that is released, then is that alignment happen within the body, mind and soul as well, with that goal, with that vision. Yeah, then you make the steps, like you said, flowing, and it comes with ease. There is no, but then there is no like you said, it's not easy, but the attitude, the response to that, to those steps is aligned, and it feels right, and then it becomes more overflow.
It makes sense. And I would maybe add, because I can hear a lot of my people asking me, you know, how is it possible? And I can relate to it myself, actually. I've been talking about it before as well. Like, how is it possible that I, you know, set on a path of self-care and I'm good to myself and I'm eating well and I'm exercising well and I'm starting feeling good and I'm losing the kilos and everything. And then something happens and it explodes. You know, kids get sick, family crisis, work gets mad, you know, something's got to give. And then, you know, it stops me. Like, it's not possible to fit it in anywhere. It stops me from, you know, and it takes a long time till I get back on a path again, and it's very frustrating because I feel like I'm starting from the beginning all the time, and because I lose the memento, or you know, whatever it is. And you know, I have it very similar, especially ever since I became a mom. And I remember, like, I was struggling with accepting this. And then what came to me is like, what if life is just cyclical? You know, same way as the period comes every 28 days, same way we have the periods when we are feeling a little bit better about ourselves, more creative, more active, you know. And then there is a period when we just feel like we want to sleep and hibernate and
Yeah.
don't want to know about
Yeah.
anyone and pick up the phone, and you know, and that's okay, you know. And as soon as I kind of accepted it, it's like, okay, hold on a minute, maybe I don't have to, you know, have the same lifestyle all the time, the same routine all the time, or same, you know, healthy food all the time. I mean, when once you, and that's what I said earlier, that once you accept that it is cyclical, and as a woman you are cyclical, and that's the
Yeah.
part of what makes you being wonderful, because you're not bloody boring, you know. Once you turn it around and realize that actually this can work as well, and life
Mm-hmm.
happens, it takes you much and with also when you drop expectations that it has to be certain way because I was supposed to already have the workout done, and you know, you know, when you, even if you do 30% from your expected 100 on the at the times when it's not possible to do even 80,
Yeah.
is still great. It's still something that will keep you carry on. It's still something that in time will become pleasure rather than duty. That's very important to have it as a, you know, not creating the special moment and candles and, you know, everything clean for you to sit and do yoga pose, but you know, do the yoga pose on the way to the, I don't know, dishwasher. Just one, just little stretch because your body feels like you want to do. You know, it does make it yours. That's what I'm trying to say. And, you know, accept that there will be periods when you will be on the top of the world and everything will be flowing. And there will be periods when it knocks you down and you will have to scrape for energy to get through the day. But that's okay because that is not going to last forever either.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm glad you mentioned that those cycles, because women and also men, you know, they go through cycles, but it's a different way. They connected more to the earthy ones, like probably moon cycles and seasons, you know. We are as well, but we feel those cycles more intense inside us. So, you know, like you know, monthly period cycles, you know, when you are just coming up with the period, you know, if you feel tired, you know, you feel probably tired, a bit low in energy, and if, of course, we need to do things, but if we push and push and push very, very hard for years, then it's going to show up somewhere in our body. It's going to show us somewhere. It's going to show up whether it's in our behavior, how we behave, so how we might be irritated even more. We are anyway because of all the hormones, but even more, then everything else reflects that, doesn't it? But if we have this, like you said, curiosity and open mind and think about, all right, this is how I feel and this is what it is. I mean, in my cycle, I mean, I've got my period, so, you know, be gentle with myself. And then you might be in the middle of your cycle where you feel like it's summer and you're like, wow, I got this. So it is accepting that what it is and go with it. Yeah, go with that energy, with that flow.
You know, sorry guys, we are not doing 12 steps. Obviously,
Well,
we don't have time for it
I
now,
was
but
looking, those 12
we can
steps are in kind of ingrained into what we already talking about.
exactly.
It's not,
I'm looking at it from time
yeah,
to time down there, and we are pretty much covering it anyway.
yeah,
We are just not doing the, and maybe you
step by
like it
step.
this way anyway, because it's more relatable this way. At least I trust that it is. What I also wanted to say, what I want to say is that, yeah, that it's wonderful to see. I start with a negative one and then I show you a positive one as an example. In terms of relationship with yourself, you know, imagine you wake up tired in the morning, your back is hurting, you don't have energy, you are thinking, oh my god, I just woke up and I feel tired and there's a whole day ahead of me, and then you can't get the kids out of the bed, and then you get nervous because the time is pushing you and you need to get them in for a school run, and there is not enough time, and they still want to sleep, and you are just watching, and then it's going through your head, and they start this way. Yeah. And then you kind of, then you burst into anger and kids start fighting back because that's what they do, and then it's like kind of spiral thing. Then you're running to the kindergarten, then you're sweating, so why it has to be so hard, and you call your husband and you snap at him because something he asking you for last minute. I'm just giving you an example of the kind of a day that can spiral from lack of awareness, this kind of torture kind of day that can spiral, and then you can go to the shop and someone stares at you, or they give you wrong change, and that is like spiraling, and you can imagine. Then you go to work, by the end of the day you had an argument with your colleague, your appraisal went wrong, whatever, you come back and you are exhausted, and then you have a kid and you still have to cook and it's terrible, right? Compared to waking up in the morning, doing some kind of settling down exercise, grounding yourself, being aware, accepting what is in terms of how you feel, how your body is, trust, setting intention. Like I every day set my intention to be out of the house certain time. I never have a set routine because I know it doesn't work with kids. So I just kind of, what I said to you, I'm dancing with it. I'm dancing with my kids every single day. That's the only way how we all can be happy, because and so when they don't want to go there, I'm doing something else, and then when they feel like moving and go for a pee, I use that time to brush their teeth, and like dancing with it and accepting and dancing, and even if we are a little bit late, being okay with it. And so that's the main difference between self-care, because in between all of that, I'm still taking care of myself in terms of my energy levels, in terms of my being grounded, in terms of in between it. But that's only possible, and I dare to say that's only possible if your self-care bank it's full enough in terms of your self-care wherever you can do it properly. So for me, it's yoga, meditation, if I can do it, I do it daily while listening to my body. If I fill up my bank, then it's so much easier to creating a flow in a day, to even make a stressful situation surprisingly effortless in the way you go through it all. Does that make sense? I would like you to let me know if you can relate to one or another. And even like if you maybe started the day but something shifted inside the day, it's much harder to do though. Once you settle.
Absolutely. The self-care is it is caring of self, is the first thing, is basically the foundation of everything. If we don't have that, then everything else crumbles. It's like the hierarchy of needs that we talked about already some time ago. So everything is like the foundations of the house. If it's not there, then everything else crumbles. We can have the biggest vision, we can have all of that, but that is the foundations. And then from there, like you said, from there, then we can, everything is easier. Everything is, it could be effortless. Sometimes it feels effortless, it's easy, it's flowing, it's dancing, whatever it is for anyone. But then also from that space, you can create, you can, really start connecting to yourself, to your real true self. Because if we don't give the basic things to the self-care that we need, it's hard, because that's what we need to that's what we need to attend to. That's what we need to fulfill and have first. Is
You know, a
that
lot of
self-care?
people
That's the
are talking about connecting with yourself, and I
yeah,
think that a lot of people are fed up with, self-care, love, and all this. But the truth is,
yeah,
when I connect with myself, when I feel fully myself, I feel more, joyful. I feel more happy. I don't know. It's just that I, it, I feel good. I feel
yeah,
good. I feel this is the life I want to live. I feel this is how I want my day to go. This is the kind of energy that attracts surprises, or pleasant things, or
yeah,
proposals at work, or this is the kind of energy that generates good energy in other people, that generates good relationships, that generates wealth, that
yeah.
generates motivation to create, to co-create, to
Mm.
build.
And
And I
it does, because you know it does, because when you are in it, then you can see it does. You can see all those
yeah,
things happening, isn't it?
yeah,
So it does. And so going back to that, when it's not, we're not in that, and it's not easy to be in that all the time, but there is, you want to be in that, so it becomes, you create all of these things that we're doing in the self-care and everything. It becomes a habit. It becomes part of you. Does it make sense?
yeah.
Yeah,
And and once you dip into that, it's important to realize, okay, where I am at. It's okay to be
yeah,
there, sometimes there, but it's also important to have skills and to have awareness how I can go from there to there,
yeah,
and it's like come back to that.
yeah.
Does that make
Or at least
sense?
going from the struggle, if you like, going from that doesn't feel good and it's struggle,
Yeah.
switching it and shifting it, going slowly towards that. It doesn't always jump from there to there. It just the shift. That's the thing that is in our mind. That's what because we know how it can be,
Yes.
and we just want to shift from there to
Yes.
slowly there. Sometimes we come from here just to there, sometimes just a little bit, but even those little steps, one day it will be there, depending on everything else where we are and the cycles and everything. But once you have that realization, that realization that it could be that, because I've been there, you then, when you're there, making those things, giving yourself the love and all of that self-care, so that you feel at least one step closer to that. Yeah.
Yeah, what helps me in that shift is dropping expectations and surrendering to that moment. It's like,
Yeah,
it's, and then in that space of surrender, often I find the ways how I can support myself, how I can ask for help, how I can. Example was on Saturday, we went to emergency with my kids, and I'm alone with kids, and it's not easy, both of them sick. I had 5 nights I didn't sleep, and it was, yes, I was experiencing momentary panic, because both of them needed me at the same time, and both was urgent. And I got to the moment where I was like, like everything is like exploding in your head, because you can't do more, like you can't be more places. It was, I didn't know who to rescue first and what to do first. And in that moment, I just literally, just for a couple of seconds, I stopped. I had a sip of drink, because I was so thirsty. I didn't realize. I was like, okay, let me take care of myself first before I go, because then I won't help anyone. So I just had a sip of water, and that was that moment where I felt a little bit quiet, and it's like, okay, And then the idea came like, okay, we need to go to hospital, and we go from there. But with me running around just trying to do important things, blowing the nose, taking temperature, I done all that anyway, but I was able to do it with less panic and think of creative solution of getting my neighbor to come and help me with something, so we can make the whole process more smooth and for
Yeah.
less stressful for kids. And we managed, and it all worked out without too much drama.
Yeah.
But this is the thing, like, and that's why we are talking about self-care, because the truth is, and I think with this we are going to kind of wrap it up soon, because the world, the pace of the world demands expectations from other people. All these things put a lot of pressure on us, and us as a women, we put far too much pressure on ourselves in order to be something, and inside this pressure, it's so easy and it's very normal that we forget about ourselves, and then it becomes a habit. It's a very habitual thing, either to take care of yourself or not to take care of yourself. And once it's habitual, you don't even realize you're doing it, it's just happening. But the impact of it is that you feel crap. You feel disempowered, you feel like a victim, you feel helpless in a way. And when we are inside of that, I call it a little bit of dark hole, we are often not seeing the way out. And in that moment, it's very, very important to know that there is a way out. There was a time when you used to feel much better. There is even if you don't have an answer, there is a way how you can find those answers, and little by little, get yourself out of the hole. First of all, by basic self-care, which is absolutely number one: eating, sleeping, creating, so what I'm trying to say, any moment you have as a woman, as a mother, as a daughter, with all the tasks, we need, and it's our responsibility to take those moments to recharge, to rejuvenate, so we can keep on going, we can be there for others, we can be, firstly, we absolutely have to be there for ourselves, and creating those moments, those times, whatever works for you. And for that, you need to know yourself well enough, what is actually charging you, what is lighting you up, what is bringing you back when you need to come back.
Beautiful. There's nothing to add, I don't think. We've had those 12 points or 12 keys or things like that. Lucy, I'm sure you will be sending it to your beautiful email list, people that are on your email. So if you're not, we will put Lucia will put the link underneath, and you can jump on the list, and you will receive all of those points, all of those steps, all of those keys that we talked about. We did put it in the whole thing. It was like it was flowing, wasn't it? It was flowing. So we didn't go through it one by one, but we did cover everything, I think. But you'll receive an email. I will also put my link below. So if you want to subscribe and receive my emails, weekly emails, you can do that. So that would be great. Thank you very much everyone for watching us today and joining us today, and keep commenting. And we are always checking the comments and happy to receive them.
Yes, hopefully your new year started well. It was great to see you again, and we will see you again in a couple of weeks' time, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's do that. And let us know also what you would like to talk about. What are you going through right now? And also let us know how you're experiencing January, February. Is a little bit dull months. It's very cold and dark outside, and Christmas is gone. So how you are dealing with a sad, with this blue dark days, and how you are doing with cheering yourself up. Maybe we can do something about
Something about
that
that, yeah.
next time. But let
Yeah.
us know what you are being challenged by, and we are happy to talk to you about it. For now, thank you, Susie. Thank you for your time as well, and I will see you guys soon.
See you soon. Thank you. Bye.
Bye.